let the record show that we have the full new board in attendance, all live. And before we start, the pledge of allegiance, please.
Dude, you can't stand there. I'm recording.
Madam Clerk, are postings all in order for tonight's meeting?
Yes, there.
Okay, on the agenda, anybody have any comments on the agenda? Or any additions, deletions, or a motion to approve?
I have no changes. Church moved that we approve the agenda as presented.
All right, do we have a second?
Second.
All right, Peter, second. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Church, aye.
The request was made at the annual meeting about roll call vote. What we'll do is, if it's unanimous, we won't do a roll call. If there's a split of any sort, we will then call for a roll call vote. So I think I heard Jack said aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, then we'll say aye. Okay, minutes, line minutes we have to approve. Plan commission meeting minutes for April 7th.
There were no changes to the planning commission minutes for April 7th, 2021. So at this time, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the Town of East Troy Planning Commission meeting minutes for April 7th, 2021.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Chad, second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. Treasurer's report?
Treasurer's report for April 2021, total receipts was $22,377.11. Transfers for April were $161,696.04. Interest earned was $4.18. Balance as of March 31st was $620.82. Total funds for April were $232,698.51. Checks paid in April were $199,789.10, leaving a balance of $32,909.41. Boat launch to date, not including this past week's, was $9,624.50.
Okay, any questions for Kim? If not, take a motion to approve the treasurer's report.
I'll make a motion to approve the treasurer's report as provided.
I'll second the motion.
Motion and a second, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. Okay, more items?
Yes, the next item is a proposal from FP Mailing Solutions to upgrade our postage meter. The gentleman told me that this is probably the last postage meter we would ever need to lease because it meets IMI. It's IMI compliant with the US Postal Service, which is not exactly what that means, but their standards for the post office is, coming into effect. The monthly charge is going to be $47 a month. Quarterly, and it's still less than what we paid monthly for a month of $50.
And my only thought was, since it is a 3-year agreement, that maybe we could do annual billing to help simplify your workload. And then, I don't know, I don't know if we could negotiate a better rate if we're paying once a year, or I think it would help the workload less busy work.
I'll So how are they billing, how would they bill you on this?
Currently, they bill us quarterly.
And they're proposing to do the same thing now?
Yes.
Any other questions? Kim?
Is this the only place, or are there other companies or other things that do this? Is this the only one we looked into, or is it only used?
This is the current company we have. We used to have Pitney Bowes, but Pitney Bowes used to charge us like $150 a month for their meter, which was
system.
ridiculous. But several years back, probably at least 8 years back, we went to FP, and I haven't found anything cheaper.
Okay.
Okay, if there's no more questions, with the motion to approve this? Anyone?
I'll make a motion that we approve the postage meter to be IMS compliant with FP Mailing Solutions with an annual, payment versus a quarterly payment.
Think I can do.
A second.
All right, we have a motion and a second, any further discussion? Hearing that, long question, go ahead.
How long would that contract be?
It's 3 years.
3 years.
It was
I'm
in the
sorry.
paperwork.
Any other questions or discussion? All right, on the motion to approve that, all in favor say aye.
I,
Aye, opposed? None.
Attorney Mills pointed out that I skipped one item, which is signers and foundation accounts.
Okay, how many signers do we have right now?
Currently, we had Supervisor Montes retired, so we have yourself, Chairman Falkowski, and Supervisor Church. I'd like to add one more alternate, and then myself, that's all I have to sign every time.
Okay. At our orientation, you asked a couple people to consider that. Have you had any further discussion with board members about who that third signer would be?
Just with Michelle, that she's done it in the past for other organizations, but it can be reviewed, annually to see if.
I nominated Michelle at that meeting, and also out of convenience, it was only a convenience for the second.
If you're okay with it, I'm okay with it.
All right.
Can you speak up?
I make a motion, or I move that Michelle Reyes will be the third supervisor to sign on the checks that are let out to various companies.
I'll second the motion.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion or questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
I,
Aye, opposed? Same sign. All right, clarification on charges.
Administrative Secretary Unique brought me information that we need to clarify for, open records requests. Currently it's 25 cents per page. I don't believe we can charge over that, and then we can charge $5, $10 for a flash drive and $10 for a CD. So, I don't think we can charge more than that.
Do we have that as a current policy?
Yeah, currently that's what it is, but the police department has started different rates, and I don't think we can go as high as $5 reports up to 20 pages. We only have 2 pages, we really can't charge somebody $5. We only charge 25 cents a page. We can't exceed the cost of the actual record request.
Otherwise, keep it as is,
So, as it is, you can say it's okay.
as it is, before any changes are made.
All right, but are we requesting any changes then?
No, I'm not, I just wanna clarify that if we can't exceed 25 cents a page. So if it's 3 pages, it's 75 cents, it's not $5.
Well, if we're not changing anything, we don't need any action on it then. I
No,
think you-
just so that the police department is aware that they can't exceed the charges that they're allowed legally.
Okay, so chief, you are aware of the policy then? You are, okay. All right, and the last one is, the, Board of Commissioners of Public Lands. You want something?
I gave everybody a copy of proposal, and we'll have to sign it later, but, we need a motion to approve the loan. I can read it if you'd like.
Yes, please.
Town Board Supervisors of the Town of East Troy, Waller County. State of Wisconsin, Waller County. It's really not anything to read. Okay. To the Board of Commissioners of Public Lands, I, Ken Buchanan, clerk of the Town of East Troy, County of Waller, State of Wisconsin, do hereby certify that appears by the books, files, and records in my office that the valuation of all taxable property in the town of East Troy is as follows. Equalized valuation for the year 2020 is $872,771,000. And then I had to certify the indebtedness of the town, which at this point, as of May 10th, our indebtedness is $1,496,105.94. Really all it is.
Okay, so then we need a motion to authorize you to sign this document.
Well, you all have to sign it.
You're not gonna, you're gonna sign it with us?
Yep, I'll sign it after the meeting building.
Okay.
Is that a letter you submitted to them? Is that what you were just reading,
No, that's the paperwork they actually sent to me.
that they sent to you?
Yeah, that's state paperwork. I have it. I could only give you guys photocopies of it, the originals have to go back to them.
Oh.
But it was decided at the April board meeting to go with the Board of Commissioners of Public Lands.
So you have to make a motion in order for,
So basically, this is the paperwork for the fire engine
Yes,
from the April
for
meeting.
the
For the
2021 road work and for the fire truck chassis.
For both.
Yeah.
Any one of them?
I believe so.
Okay. All right, the public comments here, I know, while a lot of people are here, they're expecting, Craig Knox to speak in public comments, and I'm not gonna recognize you, okay? So,
What?
there's not gonna be, and there's a reason. Craig requested, I think a couple weeks ago about having, an exit interview at a town board meeting.
that you
And that was, a town board meeting, which is today, and it was no. And we have currently scheduled the grievance hearing and exit interview.
That's not true, Joe. You
For the-
scheduled, wait, let me speak. That's not true, Joe. You scheduled it for the 11th, that was the day after the board meeting. In
No,
public,
I'm
in
giving you a
public.
historical perspective. The original request was to do a quick meeting,
Correct,
right?
correct.
And I said it was not the proper place for it,
Correct.
and personnel issues, have to be in closed session. Okay, so we have scheduled that, we provided you and, the union rep provided the 4 dates
That was for the
Right.
grievance, that was for the grievance.
for the grievance.
Correct.
And you said, hey, we could do it all at once, and I agree with you, you said also.
That's the exit interview, correct.
At the time, so that is when that's gonna happen, and there's a lot of legal parts to this, and that's why I'd like, Attorney Mills to kind of state that, this is.
I'm no longer under contract of the town of East Troy or under policies of Chief Jensen. For public comments, I'm open to speak to the board in regards to this matter.
Let him speak.
Let him speak.
Let him speak.
We have the right to hear him speak.
The legal opinion I gave the board is to have a fair and impartial grievance hearing.
We're not talking.
It's not a
grievance.
grievance.
This has nothing to do with the grievance. Nothing, zero to do with the grievance, Jim.
It's a
Not
public
one thing to do with the
statement.
grievance.
But when you and I spoke, some of the grievance issues.
I understand
were
that,
going to
and you
come up.
told me that we couldn't talk about that, so this has
Correct.
nothing to do with the grievance. Not
We
one
can give
thing.
this man a couple minutes of our time.
This has nothing to do with the
We're all
grievance.
here for him. That's why we're here.
I wouldn't tell you that if it was, there's nothing in here about the grievance.
My opinion is that this should be reserved for the
Yeah.
exit interview.
No,
Agreed.
Let
The
him speak.
citizens
Let
would
him
like to
speak.
know
the
what
public
our
wants to
candidates
hear.
You know what then? Let somebody else speak.
Well,
I'll read it.
are. I'll go up.
No, you gotta read it on.
Somebody else. Who wants to go, who wants to speak on behalf?
I'll speak, give it here.
That's fine. Pass it up to the board members. Just the board members.
This is awesome.
ridiculous.
Good thing we brought the news here, so you guys can all see what's going on here.
John, you're not recognizing
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not
Attorney
kidding.
Mills, this cannot go on.
Trying.
This cannot go on.
In my
He's a
legal
private
opinion
citizen.
to the board, I don't believe this is a proper forum. I
To
can't
read a
control
statement?
what attorneys-
To read a
It's not
statement.
beliefs that matter, it's the law that matters, correct? You're denying his right to speak, is that what you're saying?
I am.
In my legal
How can you do that?
And you're gonna
Should the
those
board be
rights?
able to say that then? You're gonna tell
I
everyone
advise,
what's
I
that
can
we
only
cannot
advise the
speak.
board and control what I advise the board. I can't control what Officer Knox does.
How?
But you can
This
control
is
what everyone
ins-
else can do, no one can speak here. Not one person in this room can speak.
I
So
read
you have
it.
a public meeting that no one can
Representing
speak
the
in.
board.
It is open discussion
If
meeting.
we give
Discussion.
the board the consent public.
Hang on.
Open.
You guys,
Not open.
one person at a time so we can hear what's going on.
Look for public comments on anything other than what Officer Knox wanted.
So now you're limited on what we can make public comments on, is that your position?
That's not legal.
You're telling us what we can and cannot
I
speak
am,
about now. Isn't that
I can
censorship?
recognize, you know, who can speak here. I know what Craig wanted to say, and Craig, if you
You
were
can't
talking
control
about
what
something.
you know what
other
it is.
than-
We
don't know.
Other than your issue, okay?
No, the First
And,
Amendment.
And that's gonna be reserved for that meeting. We have the meeting set.
When?
Are you gonna cancel it
20th.
again?
The reason that meeting was canceled is on advice, not only from our attorneys, but also from many town board chairmen I talked to, friends. They said, there's no way personnel issues are open session items.
Do you think
period.
this-
I also consulted with other municipal attorneys and employment law attorneys.
This has nothing to do with the grievance, Jim, that we talked about, we spoke about, and that's an open set, that's something that wasn't closed, so I'm not allowed to discuss that matter at all, which you discussed with me.
Right.
So this has nothing to do
I
with
don't
that.
know what's.
Right, you have no clue what this is about, so
Let
why,
him make a
why
statement.
can't I make my statement to the town board in reference to what I have?
You can do that in 10 days.
No, why can't they do it in open session right now? That's what I'm asking you, why can't it be done in public comment? Wait, let me ask, it's public comment, why can't it be recognized in public comment, or somebody else read it in public comment?
Because it has to do with a grievance that we're gonna.
No, it
do.
doesn't. It has
Zero to do with the grievance.
nothing to do with the grievance, Joe, nothing.
How about the exit interview?
What about it?
You stated that you wanted to list the reasons why you resigned, right?
That, part of it, yes.
Well,
This is something separate to that.
completely.
Let him read it.
It is, it's,
That's
this,
why-
hang on, this has not anything, there's only certain things involved in this. My exit interview, there's more, and I was gonna ask at the end of this statement for my exit interview, even though you texted me earlier today giving me a date. But I wanted to get that confirmed in front of you tonight for an exit interview, because this statement only has 3 minutes worth of material that I want to address the board, and that the citizens know what goes on in the town of East Troy.
I will allow Attorney Mills to review what that is, and I'll again look for his recommendation. You have, did you get one?
You wanna take a look at it?
I'm not gonna look at it just until our meeting.
Yeah. No, it's not.
What about our time? What about our time?
Hang on, I can't hear. Hang on, what was that?
I said the binder is way more than 2 pages.
No, but the binder has all the facts, this is just my statement, and it's documentation for the board.
So that's what's going to be read.
That's all I'm
This is
reading,
what's gonna be read.
that's all I'm gonna be reading, those are the facts for the board members, so they have all the facts in front of them.
I'll look for legal advice.
Yeah, all I'm thinking of drink,
Maybe look
also
at
hear
lots
the
of legal
truth.
advice about saying, I haven't seen somebody's First Amendment right to free
Further,
speech.
This is how crooked this town is.
alright, Jim is reviewing that statement. Okay, public comments on items on the agenda. Is there any public comments? Anyone? Podium's right there, and the microphone should be on.